Hi, how are you? And what a pleasure it is for me to be back with you. And I'm here to talk about what's been happening in the sky, and I'm going to give a bit of a recap before I go forward, talking about the 30th of August. Before I do that, at long last, I'll just let you know my website is up and running, and I'm really pleased about that. And thank you for all the really nice comments that I've been getting back. So my website's very simple. It talks about the astrology and the tarot. I've split it up into personal and business because that's going to be my two focuses. And then there's some life coaching for those of you who want to continue working with me or start. Please get in contact, that'll be great. And then the other thing that's going to be happening is I've got my blog, Mysticism, where I'm just going to be musing over different things that come up and talking about all of that. For those of you who are asking me, when's your next one, remember I do updates during, in between my posts. If there's a particular thing happening on a particular day and I want you to know about it, I do updates, so it's there for you and it's all on the Facebook page. If you want regular updates into your email account, go to my website, details are below, click on the button, and away we go. And because it's just started, I'm going to be offering people quite a substantial discount to get things started. At the moment, it's $120 for 12 months, and you'll be getting a discount of $90. If you tap into that and send it to me, I'll confirm that with you by email. Okay, great. So let's have a little think about what's been happening. And as per usual, there's been a lot happening, hasn't there? So for a lot of us, we've been having a lot of change coming into being, and some of us, that's been what we've been waiting for, and we're really pleased to see it happen. For some of us, it couldn't have come quick enough, and for others, we're still waiting for these decisions to fall into place, for this change to happen. And I completely understand those people who are getting a little frustrated waiting for the change. I totally get it. The thing to understand about the change that's going to be happening is we're really under the influence of Uranus, and we've got 5 planets still in retrograde. And that's a pretty big deal, and that's having a lot of influences on us. And it's really forcing us to go over things, and in many instances things that we've been closed out and finished with, and making sure those are checked. Uranus, the Great Awakener, is going to give you anything that you have been hiding from, anything that you haven't been willing to face. Uranus is not going to take any prisoners, so you can expect to have to face that. And I'm sitting here telling you that's exactly what's been happening to me. I've been having a great time and lots of things have been falling into place. All of it completely unexpected and very different to how it's normally been going forward. And likewise, I had some heavy work I had to do, and you can hear it in my voice. I'm still doing it. So, but I'm very grateful it's come up because I just want to clean all that shit out. I don't want to take it forward with me. I just want to get rid of it and not have to see it again. Well, not in this format anyway. It came to me in dreams that were not nightmares but disturbing. And then when I sat with it and asked my guides what was happening, and realised that I was still dealing with some hangovers from when I was very young, then I really needed to work through that. So that's what I've been doing. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get into the astrology. On the 29th, Mercury enters Virgo, so everything's moving into Virgo. Sun, Venus, Mars, all going into Virgo. So one of the things that's going to be happening is you're going to find yourself extremely articulate with Mercury, because remember Mercury is the god of communication. You're going to find yourself extremely articulate, and that's such a nice thing, whether you're in the written form or whether you're in the speech form, and that's fantastic. You're still going to be focused on the details because that's what Virgo is about. But the nice thing with Mercury going into Virgo is that you're going to be able to articulate anything that you are unsettled about, anything that you want or anything that you need to have be ticked off and to have that come off your list. So that's really, really great. The other thing is that we're going to be having a real think about some small picture issues. And I kind of like that because leading up, we've had all these big picture ideas and dreams and things. But you know, the reality is you've really got to work up the details of a plan to make things come into being. And this is what is really nice about that. And even when you're manifesting, don't be afraid in your visioning to put in details about how you would like to see the world be, or your work come to be, or your life. So we're going to be thinking about the details. And the other thing is, remember that Mercury is one of the ruling planets for Virgo. So this is a very, very, very comfortable transition that's going to be happening. We're also going to have the new moon in Virgo, and this is the second new moon in August. And I really like this new moon. Everybody's talking about this new moon. The aspects around this new moon make it one of the best we've had in a long time to get our new projects, our new creativity, our new visions off the ground. It's really going to be fab. So the new moon, if you see me looking down, it's because I have a lot of notes and it's quite interwoven, everything. It's coming together in such a nice way. The new moon is going to be conjunct with Mars, so it's going to have a little bit of oomph and fire, which is nice, because sometimes Virgo, it is an Earth planet, it is a stable planet, and sometimes it can be a little bit slow on the move. Not this new moon, not with conjunct Mars. It's going to give it some extra push. So some of those things that you've been wanting to come into being, you're going to have a little bit of fire beneath your wings. Forget air, you're going to have some fire. And that's going to be really, really great. And now the new moon is also going to trine Uranus. So Uranus is one of those planets that it likes two things. It doesn't suffer fools gladly. It doesn't take any prisoners. And it likes to shake things up. So what does that actually mean? It means if you have been hanging on to something and it needs to go, or you haven't been stepping up to the plate, it's just going to make you feel more and more and more uncomfortable until you are forced to make a decision or to change something, whether that's perspective or whether that's expectations, whether that's conditions around a decision. I don't know, but something's got to give, and that's what Uranus is about. The other thing about it is that it doesn't put up with you lying to yourself, and neither does Virgo, because Virgo is a really honest planet. It's an honest sign, but also Mercury and Virgo is a really honest combination. So it's not going to pull up with any delusional crap, especially when it thinks, or the spirits think, or the energies think that you know that you're kind of feeding yourself or other people a lie. It's not going to put up with that. So that's another aspect of it. And the other thing about Uranus is it likes to do things differently. It likes to shake things up. It likes to change your thinking. And there's no either or in Uranus. It's not about I can do one or I can do the other. Oh no, the whole thing is up and open for grabs. So that's the interesting thing about working with Uranus. So the other nice thing about this new moon, although we've got Mars giving it a bit of a push, is that Mars is going to be tempered, and it is going to be tempered by both Mercury is going to be tempered by both Venus and Mars. So Mercury, which is about communication, in this instance is a bit of a push. It's also a fiery planet because it likes to be very upfront and honest. So it's going to be tempered by the love of Venus, which is beautiful. And it's also going to be tempered by the strategy of Mars, because Mars is the warrior and it's also the war god, and that's got a lot of strategy to it. So there's going to be a lot of thinking around and strategy to the small detail, which is a really nice combination to have this capacity to really speak your truth, have the capacity to look at things from a different perspective, which is Uranus, and then have Mars strategizing with you about the details. And you need Mars strategizing with you because you can so easily get locked into the details and get caught up in your head and not take anything forward with you because you just keep going around and around and around. The other thing I want you to remember about Uranus is you may not have all the answers, because that's the other thing that Uranus likes to do. And it's a new moon, so you're at the beginning. So when you're at the beginning and you've got trining Uranus, you don't know all the answers. So sometimes it's a little bit of a leap of faith. And that's the other thing that's coming in with this new moon now, is it's asking us very much to trust ourselves and take that leap of faith. Now, Jupiter, who's also been getting into the mix, so we've had a lot of noise in the last couple of weeks of things kind of moving around and delays and things not coming together. But that's because, remember, we had 3 planets on the move. And when you have 3 planets on the move, there's a lot of churn. Just be aware that it's churn. It's just things moving and getting things into position. And we've got a lot of that happening at the moment. We've got a lot of things moving and getting into position. It's just unfortunate that Jupiter is at the beginning of her move. Jupiter is all about expansion. So whatever you're feeling, Jupiter's getting in there and expanding it, because remember, at the beginning of a move, these planets, that's when the energy is the most volatile. Likewise, Uranus has just started to go retrograde, so there's also this volatility. So that's why if you've been getting really tense and really stressed and really wanting something to crystallize and finalize, it's been just too much churn for things to fall into place. But things are settling in, and I've got a real feeling that things will start to fall into place. But not necessarily in the things you want falling into the places you want, perhaps because Uranus is there. So you really need to be opening up your perspective of what it is you're looking for, what opportunity looks like. And I've just done a little writing about that as well, and also what success looks like. Because these are some of the things that's being a little bit challenged at the moment in terms of our thinking. So we've got also, in addition, so not only have we got the new moon conjunct Mars and trining Uranus, what we've also got is the Sun and Mars are also trining Uranus. So we've got this extra hidden opportunity, and I think it's going to be quite fast coming in because it's Mars. I think it's actually going to be a lot more strategic than we were anticipating. I think some of us were anticipating the end result, whereas this is going to be an opening up or a direction to the next end result. So there's going to be, there's a lot happening, and I know some people have been feeling a little misplaced. I have definitely been in some choppy water. I have been feeling exhausted, and I've also been having things just coming completely unexpectedly out of left field, but it's been absolutely fabulous. But I've also just had to be really flexible about my timing, because I'm trying to do things with other people, and it just hasn't been the right time. So things have been postponed, but for the better. So once we've actually got together to work on it, it's gone really quickly. But the getting together has taken some doing and some postponement. But that's just part of this churn that I've been talking about. So there's definitely, because remember, these are planets that are a long way out and they're slow moving. So we're sort of here and we feel things are just sort of standing still and not coming to fruition. But if you could see how much energy is working around you and moving things so they're going to fall into place, you would understand why it's okay to just take your time and relax. For those of us, and I count myself in that, who are lucky enough to be riding this wave of harvest, because last moon was definitely a little time of harvesting and reaping the rewards from that eclipse release period. It's been fantastic, hasn't it? It's been really, really great, and I'm really happy for you. Those who are feeling impatient, it's okay. It's coming together. Just open up your mind about what this success or what this opportunity might look like, because that's going to be the challenge for you with Uranus having such activity and such play and such implications for this next time. It's going to be a really lovely couple of weeks. I hope everything really, really settles down for you. So don't forget to look out for updates on my Facebook. You want to know more about what I'm offering, you can always get in contact with me via my my Facebook page, but also my website. Details are below. How lovely to be seeing you. Okay, bye-bye and take care.